All right. Hi, babes and babettes. My name is Gabriela, but you can call me Bree. How's your mental health looking today? All right, let's take a deep breath together. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and jump into today's topic, bipolar disorder. For those of you who don't know, I have bipolar 1 disorder, which totally sucks. No, seriously. It's really crazy because it's I won't sex 24/7, right? What kind of thing is that? I literally go super, super happy to what the hell? Crazy. And to be honest with you, most of my life decisions were made when I was off my meds. So I was in a manic episode. Gosh, good times, good times. Wait. Okay, I may be rushing. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? You probably don't. Okay, so let's do some definitions real quick. So first of all, bipolar disorder used to be referred to as manic depression. It's a mental condition that is marked by alternating periods of elation and depression. There are two different types of bipolar disorder. So like I said earlier, I'm type 1 and you also have type 2. So your type 1 bipolar disorder people, they are in manic episodes that last at least 7 days. The manic episodes can be so severe that the person needs immediate hospital care. So basically the reason that I found out that I was type 1 bipolar disorder is because back in 2018, I was in a very toxic relationship. Now looking back on it, I definitely know it was toxic. But when you're in it, it's oh, this is heaven. Yes. And then you look back and you're okay, yeah, no, that was not it. So I was in a relationship basically like that. Me and this person had really only been dating a couple of months, and I found out that he was cheating on me, which major blow. Okay, first of all, I always struggle with self-esteem, but okay, that's completely off topic. More or less, I went through this really depressing time where I just thought I wasn't good enough. I thought I wasn't pretty enough. Just really was down on myself. So I decided to kill myself. Which, if there are children listening, I do apologize. So I did decide that I was going to kill myself. I took about 20 to 22 Tylenol pills. And then I drank a pint of liquor. And then I went to bed thinking I was going to wake up. So I wake up and I go to work because I'm the type of person, sick or not, I'm going to show up to work, right? So I go to work and I'm in there and I'm trying. And then all of a sudden it hits me and I'm oh God. And so I tell my manager what has happened, what I have done. And she calls my mom, who immediately rushes me to the emergency room where I get my stomach pumped and then I get checked into the psych ward because apparently I'm crazy now. Hee hee. Sorry, that's not funny. I apologize. Sorry, I'm really sorry, guys. Okay. So when I get checked in, they then send me to Woodbridge Mental Institution, which is the mental health hospital in Johnson City where I live. So I went there, and when I got there, I was there for about 4 to 5 days. They don't usually keep you for very long, just long enough to kind of get you in some meds, etc. So they did that. When I was there is when they diagnosed me with bipolar 1 disorder, severe depression, and severe anxiety, as well as insomnia. So some of these podcasts, you will realize that I record late at night because I can't sleep. It's usually when I'm in a manic episode, so that's kind of fun. But anyway, so after my little rant of finding out how I had type 1 and everything, we are going to get back into what the podcast is actually supposed to be about. Bipolar disorder. Okay, so type 1, we just went over. Type 2, I'm so sorry, guys. Type 2 is at least one depressive episode that lasts about 2 weeks or at least 2 weeks, and one hypomanic episode lasting at least 4 days, which is basically the same thing as a manic episode. It's just manic episode amplified. So there's about 200,000 cases per year of bipolar disorder, which is really good to know because that lets you know how common bipolar disorder can be. It is uncurable and it does require a medical diagnosis. So you can't just be running around here trying to like diagnose yourself and be like, I got bipolar disorder, and ain't nothing wrong with you. So symptoms of, so like I said, bipolar disorder is it's a depressive low or manic high, right? So here are some signs that you are going into this depressive low. Feeling sad and hopeless or irritable most of the time. You lack energy, you're really irritated. Every little thing kind of upsets you. I know when I'm going into a depressive episode because I begin to get like very shut off and like every little thing will give me a panic attack and I just feel very overstimulated. So lacking energy, I usually just lay in the bed and sleep all the time, literally don't do anything, or feeling suicidal. Those are just three symptoms that I chose to mention for the depressive side of it. Just if those start to kind of come up, pay attention. Manic episodes, so the mania, the crazy, the wild, the ooh, let's go, let's get it. One symptom of mine is hypersexuality. When I'm in a manic episode, I am very hypersexual. I literally could do it for hours on hours and not get tired because, well, I'm in a manic episode. Manic episodes can be very tiring, very stressful. Once you start to come down, it's almost like the best high of your life. But the crash is a true crash, like you crash. Talking very quickly. So a lot of people, if you do know me personally, if I am in a manic episode, I'll start talking and I just literally will get to talking and I'm just talking and talking. And I'm talking so fast, you can't really keep up. But it's because at that point, my mind is overstimulated. So I'm talking as fast as my mind is turning. And even then, it's not fast enough. Yeah, I know. It's crazy the shit you got to deal with when you got bipolar disorder, right? Tell me about it. And then making decisions or saying things that are out of character. So a lot of times when I'm in a manic episode, I will be very mean. I say very harsh things, very rude things. I say a lot of like stuff. So that's when I'm in a manic episode. I will also make decisions that people are like, "What? Why did you just do that?" And I'll be like, I don't know, knowing the whole time what's going on. But I will. I am definitely, if you know me, you know when I'm in a manic episode because shit gets real. So first of all, let's talk about rapid cycle. Rapid cycle is just repeatedly having swings from a high to a low phase. They're going very quickly and you don't have a normal period in between them. When I'm off my meds, I have a rapid cycle. Basically, that just means that you go from, woo, yeah, let's get it. Oh my God, yeah, I love everybody. Yeah, let's do it. Hey, type of thing to, oh my God, I hate it here. What the hell? Like, why am I even alive? I'm about to kill myself. Give me a gun. I'm blowing my brain. Like, on some real crazy type stuff. And there's never a moment of just, okay, this is life. Like, not even trying to laugh because I promise y'all it's really not funny. But like going through it, I got to giggle because it's like when you're in a rapid cycle, you literally go from everybody is the greatest, life is the greatest. You are on this high. Everything is amazing. You want to just kiss everybody to, oh my God, I hate everybody, bro. I promise you, I'll blow this whole building up with me in it just so that I don't have to live no more. Like that's the type of shit that that's going on in your head in a rapid cycle. And you're never at one point in time like, what? Everything's cool. Life's great. Like, it ain't the best, but it ain't the worst. It could be better. It could be worse. But I'm living. I'm surviving. I'm making it. I'm good. There's never a moment of that when you're in a rapid cycle. It's literally going from life is great. Life, I hate it. Life is great. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I love it. I'm going to kill myself. No, I want to live. No, I'm going to die. Like, that's the type of what a rapid cycle is. It's literally just going back and forth. You may have a mixed state, and that's when you have depression and mania together, which is basically saying like you're very depressed. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I really hate it here. This is the most depressing thing ever. But you're still going to work. You're going to work every day. You picking up every shift. Oh, somebody dropped the shift. I'm picking it up. That's not on my availability, but I want that shift. That is a mixed state because you're very depressed, but you're so depressed to the point that you are overstimulating yourself to keep yourself from thinking about how depressed you really are. So you're sending yourself into a manic episode. Let me just say that that's probably one of the craziest freaking times I've ever had in my life. When I was so like overstimulated because I was over here trying to busy myself to not be depressed. And the whole time busying myself was making me more depressed. When I tell you I was losing my mind, man, which leads me to my next point of how difficult it is to keep a job. Let me just say, if you've never struggled from a mental illness, you will never understand how difficult it is to maintain a steady job and be going through this mental illness. And it's because, like, for me with bipolar disorder, I am very indecisive. So when I'm off my meds, I am like, I can't think of the word. Like, why did I go blank? What is the word I'm looking for? Basically, the word's not coming to me, so it doesn't really matter. Oh my gosh, what was the word? Basically, more or less, you are constantly, God, I really can't think of the word that I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't really know what word I was trying to say. That's just another beautiful thing about having bipolar disorder. You can literally be mid-topic and it just all goes out the window because your mind jumps somewhere else. But anyway, relationship strains. So I will let you know that me personally in my relationship, I do witness a lot of strainage that goes on between the two of us. He doesn't really understand, and it's really frustrating to try to explain it. So that's something that we're constantly always like bumping heads, going at it about. But I will say with like a lot of work and really knowing yourself and being able to identify your triggers and really be able to like have control of your mind goes a long way when trying to have a long-term relationship. So I will let you know that most definitely. Understand that bipolar disorder can be caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. It can be genetics. Honestly, the true cause of bipolar disorder has never really been determined, but they do say genetics, chemical imbalance in the brain, or your environmental factors, triggers, different things like that. They say can be the cause of bipolar disorder. Honestly, when I was diagnosed, my particular psychiatrist talked about things that I used to do when I was younger, asking me questions, which I answered to the best of my ability with, asking my mom. And that is when my psychiatrist told me that I've probably had bipolar disorder for a while and it just went undiagnosed because the symptoms don't really stick out until you get to your like mid to late 20s. Mine was diagnosed early 20s. I was 22. So that just kind of gives you a hint of like when to start looking out for the signs and symptoms. Okay, so like if you're 17 and you're like, oh my God, I want to die, it may not be so much bipolar disorders, it may be stress or things you may be going through. So that's just something to let you know. I did look up some celebrities that have bipolar disorder because like I think that's just like really cool to know. And Brian Douglas Wilson, who was a co-founder of the Beach Boys, was diagnosed at 21 years old. He had just gone through some things, and it started off with like voices in his head and things like he was hallucinating, which is a sign of bipolar disorder. Some people do hallucinate. I honestly have, only time I can ever remember actually like hallucinating was after a really bad car accident in 2019. I could see my grandmother, but like past that, I don't think I've ever really hallucinated. So, but it is definitely a symptom. So that's something to be looking out for. It does say that his was actually moved to schizoaffective disorder, which is just a different type of bipolar disorder. If you look up schizophrenia, they kind of go hand in hand. But if that's something that you guys want to know more about, we can look up schizoaffective disorder next, for next week. But, Mr. Wilson was stated saying that doctors and meds have helped him to have a very successful life. He keeps up with his appointments. He takes his meds. It took him a while to get into a regimen that worked for him because all people with bipolar disorder all have different regimens. Different things work, different strokes, different folks, as my grandmother used to say. So, Mr. Wilson said for him, doctors and meds finally got a good regimen, and now he's living a great, successful life. Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia on Star Wars, she was diagnosed at 29 years old, and apparently her father was bipolar, so that just goes to show that it can be genetic. It does say that she was a very big mental health advocate, definitely always trying to advocate for mental health, getting people the help they need when they have mental health disorders. Now, this one right here really surprised me, but Mariah Carey, which really surprised me because, like, you see people, like, you see the life that these people put out in front of the world, out in front of the cameras, and it's like, man, these people can't have nothing wrong with them. Like, their life has to be great. And it's like, what, Mariah Carey? And Mariah Carey said that she was diagnosed in 2001, but she did not go public about it until 2018. She did say that she spent a lot of time like hiding it, and she was ashamed of it. She didn't want to be looked at as, crazy, or like people looking at her weird. So she was very ashamed, very embarrassed. But it does say that she is finally in a good place and she is managing it well and just keeping up with, once again, doctors and meds. Like, that's a big thing. Last person, which kind of surprised me too, but I think it was kind of dope, is Jimi Hendrix. And he wrote it didn't really say a lot about his, because, I mean, if you know Jimi Hendrix, you know. So it does say that he wrote a song called Manic Depression, and that was basically him talking about suffering from bipolar disorder, which I haven't listened to the song yet, but once I finish this, I'm definitely going to listen to the song. So we'll talk about it. I'm going to let y'all know what I think about it. But, whew, damn. So that's a lot, right? Bipolar disorder, child. Honestly, it's really crazy because I bet some people are like, what? That's bipolar disorder? Like, I thought it just went from being really, really sad and crying to really, really happy and jumping around. Yeah, I know, because that's what the movies portray bipolar disorder as, which such a big pet peeve of mine, because why would you portray that as that? But whatever. It's really a lot more, though. Like, it's so much more than just going from being extremely happy to extremely sad. It's a lot more that's going on. But it's really not the worst thing to have, like if I stick to my treatment plan and I take care of myself, I actually function really well without even having my meds. So, I mean, I am 26 and I was diagnosed at 22. So I've been living, I don't know why I got so tongue-tied right there. But I'm sorry, guys. I have been living fine with bipolar disorder since 2018. I think that I'm functioning pretty well. I do have my moments. I do have breakdowns sometimes where I really have to because I really be losing my mind. I still have moments where, it doesn't feel like the meds are working and I need more therapy. Or I need to I've learned that for myself personally, my meds, I take them, but only when I am aware of the precursors to going into a manic episode, because I can kind of catch myself early on, okay, enter manic mode, and I can take my meds and I can kind of get myself back regulated. But I don't take my meds as often as I should. I feel like even with that, I am still functioning pretty well. Like I said, I have my moments, but I have, as I was saying, learned that I need, one day to myself. I need one day where I'm not with anybody. It's just me, and I'm just in my zone, focused on me. That helps to kind of keep me down, and it helps from the depressive lows or the manic highs coming. I'm kind of able to keep myself right in the middle. So it really just depends on the person. Some people need the meds, some people don't. Some people love them, some people hate them. But that's that. So babettes, what did we learn today? Say it with me. Bipolar disorder sucks. Yeah. No, I'm joking. What we learned about is some much needed facts about the bipolar disorder. We learned some much needed facts that people may not have actually known about bipolar disorder that will kind of get them hip to bipolar disorder. Maybe they have someone in their life that they're like, wow, so this is why they act that way. It'll make you start to look at people in a different light, because you're kind of thinking then dang, I know this is this about this person. Now I know this is this, so this could be this. And you're not trying to diagnose people, but you're also putting in the back of your mind, like, this is very possible. You know what I'm saying? Because you do still have some people who are very ashamed. So they don't even want to talk about it. They don't want to tell people about it. So if you are hip to some of the things that go on, then you're kind of like, okay, cool. I can make mental note that I'm not diagnosing them, but this could possibly be something, So with all of that being said, I want you to remember to protect your peace of mind. Okay. Continue to protect your peace of mind. Do whatever you have to do to keep your peace of mind. Stay active and eat well. That'll keep you from going into those depressive flows. It'll keep you from those manic highs. It'll give you that balance. People with bipolar disorder need balance. People with mental illnesses need balance. They need schedule. I have become a very scheduled person. And ever since I have become scheduled and I've started writing out a budget and I write out my weekly plans, I feel myself not being as manic or depressive. I'm able to be right in the middle. I'm able to kind of have that normalcy that all people are looking for. So I want you to keep up with your health checks. Make sure you're getting an annual check, going to get checked out mentally, emotionally, physically. You need to be checking yourself, okay? Make sure that your emotional, your mental health is okay. Make sure that your physical health is okay. If the mind isn't right, the body isn't right. If the body isn't right, the mind isn't right. They're one and the same, and you have to keep your health together, all right? Talk about the things, okay? Talk to somebody, good, bad, small, big, ugly, pretty. I don't care. Talk to somebody. Write it down in a notebook. Make sure that you aren't bottling up those thoughts and those feelings and holding on to them. Because honestly, that is the scariest thing you can do when you are going through mental illness. So don't ever bottle your feelings up. Don't bottle the emotions up. I don't care if it's something you're super excited about or something you're super sad about. Write it down. Talk to somebody. Let somebody share in those feelings with you. With bipolar disorder, we feel things really hard. We feel them really big. That's a lot of emotions. So allow somebody to share those emotions with you so you don't have the burden of it yourself. Okay? So thanks so much for hanging out with me today, listening to me talk and rant and get off topic and mess up a couple of words and lose my train of thought. I hope today is full of love, light, and blessings for you. I hope that this was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you next Tuesday. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.